Hi, YouTube. I didn't start with any music today. Let's see if I can fix that. Getting a few minutes before I start Instagram. Let's see. All right, we're gonna put on that same playlist as last time. Just as an entry music. It's an absolute vibe. Elevate that shit. Okay. That is what's happening right now. Not now, but right now. Hi. Still getting linked together. Turn this down. All right, we're up on YouTube. We're up on Instagram. Pause due to poor connection on Instagram, so Instagram may not get this one, and that's okay. It is a super energy day. Just saying. I just looked at the time; it was 4:14, and I'm like, I'm not waiting 1 minute more. I'm starting. So, yeah, it's been a super swooshy energy lately. So, yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and get into it and read for the full moon in Libra that's coming up on the 5th of April at, let me check my book. It's not the right one. At 9:34, if I did my math right. And I think I did. So 9:34 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when the full moon Libra will be peaking, and that's really awesome. That's when it will be illuminating, okay? That's when it'll start. That's when it'll move into its, the peak of its movement. So yeah, that's really exciting. Speaking of movements, it's a major energy day. Like I said, my sister, I wasn't going to go live, y'all. I said that in the last video, I believe. I think I told y'all I wasn't going to go live or do any type of video exchange with social media because we're going on a big trip, and traveling sort of gives me anxiety. I'm trying to rise above it, but it has been not so easy. It's actually not been so hard, but then like my dreams would say otherwise. So that part, but I let my niece know. I think I might just do a live, just a quick little live, hopefully. And, nothing's really quick with me. I'm kind of long-winded. Hey, I love you. I'm so happy you're here. Like I said, let me get back into it. I'm so happy. My cousin's here. I love you. We're about to go on this trip. I'm having anxiety. I was like, is there a way to stop this? There must be some way to stop this anxiety. I've been meditating. I've been sleeping in. I've been really trying to take care of my body, listen to my body, and it has not really been as effective as I wish. But I'm sure once the traveling happens, it'll be okay. And I'm so assured of that I'm not worried about anything. I think it's just a habit, really. So let's get into this. I don't know if y'all can hear the music. Gonna just vibe out a little more. I forget that you can do an actual wave on here. I don't know what's going on with Instagram, but the connection's not working. Oh, there's a bunch of astrological alignments happening. Not a bunch, but there's major astrological alignment happening. We're in the middle of it. This amazing arc of planets that are coming together. Mercury, Mars, Uranus, Venus, and Jupiter, like huge energies, are going to like align themselves to make themselves visible to us. And I think that is such a remarkable occurrence. And I sort of want to tap into that a little bit. So I'm going to read on that as well. I'm going to use the same cards as I used in the spring live last week for that. So just to get out some messages and see what is going on, you know? Hi! How are you? I'm happy you're here. This is the last minute live because I was like, I don't feel it would be bad if I just did a little something. So I am here. A lot of cards are flipping over. Let's see. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm going to take that. Last time for the live for spring, it was really interesting. There's a lot of alignment energy that I didn't really tap into as alignment energy. I tapped into more so as, I guess, a mutual, finding mutuality with external matters and individuals. So I sort of went back and I reviewed it, and yeah, there's just when I'm reading, sometimes there's some things that just stand out immediately and that I tend to convey, or it's 4:20 that I tend to feedback on, but then there's always multiple more messages. Yeah, the connection set is not very strong. It keeps blipping on Instagram. I'm also on YouTube live at the Limitless Light YouTube. If you put in YouTube, I believe youtube.com/@ and then my name, and then 27, my name being Limitless Light. I think that's it. Or you could just like try to find it on YouTube and I'll be there. I don't know. No worries. So let's go ahead and get into it for this alignment. We have this alignment that's happening these 48 hours, 72 hours visibly. The raccoon came out again. Okay, the raccoon came out in the spring reading. So I think this is really having us tap into that sense of like tactfulness, discovery, exploration, which is what I'm about to be on. But let's see these other cards that came out. We have number 9, the Hermit, which is depicted by a koala, I believe. This koala is smiling. It says contemplation and wisdom. Then, of course, like I said, we got the raccoon. And in this deck, it's the Page of Swords or Page of Feathers, and in this deck, it stands for exploration and discovery. And for the last card, we got a penguin. Instagram is blipping, but it's okay. That is all right. The penguin here is the 9 of Shells or 9 of Cups. We have 2 9s here. Nine is always going to be 9 again. Any multiples of 9 is always going to be 9 again. So we may be going through, this may be a time, this alignment. Also on the, oh, sorry. Here, let me slow down. On the bottom of the deck, Queen of Feathers, depicted by a bat. I'm not sure which kind of bat. It looks like maybe, it looks sort of like a leopard zebra bat, which is interesting. A spotted bat, maybe, I'm not sure. I used to have, there used to be a teacher at my school who was obsessed with bats and had an entire poster of different classifications, different kinds of bats. And I was always like, oh, that's cool, but I never really tapped into it, you know? So I can't say what kind of bat this is. The bat on Queen of Feathers or Queen of Swords, we have both the Page of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is the matured version of the Page, right? Or the matured relationship. So the Queen of Feathers here, or the Queen of Swords, stands for perception and truth. Wow. Okay. So I feel like I feel like I need to sit with these cards a little bit. Wow. Okay. I feel it feels like it's saying it's getting like we need to get specific. Okay. This is, I know that life is a journey, and I hope you do too, and understand that there's going to be ups and downs. But when it comes to what we do next, or what we want to do, or what we put our energy into, we have to get specific about why we're doing what we're doing, what we want to do, and the how will come. I feel like with this raccoons don't always, I feel like with the rise in noise pollution and loss of habitat, that's something that they've had to do. They don't know how they're going to get their food, but they figure it out. They don't know where they're going, they don't know how they're going to do things, but they figure it out. Okay. And they have a cunning to them. With this hermit, this koala, I just saw a video on koalas. It's funny. Last reading for the spring reading, a walrus came out, and then Queen Cup did a whole reading and brought up a walrus right after I read that, and I was like, "What?" And so she brought up Wally, and I don't know what the female walrus name was, but anyway, it's on Dodo, and I watched it because I was like, "Wow!" I felt like that was a direct message. I feel like this is also talking about displacement, and learning to have a sense of self and to take up space wherever you go. I feel like when it comes to the specific thing, with the hermit and the penguins are animals that mate for life typically. The hermit is depicted by the koala. Koalas have a very specific diet, and they don't. That's why they are only thriving in their habitat, in specific habitats. Unlike a raccoon, that when it gets displaced, it has adapted to that change. I feel like the same might be said for penguins. I've seen videos of penguins like on a beach. And typically, like growing up, I would think like the pebble and the penguin. Penguins need ice. Penguins need the ocean. But I think there's a lot of different species of penguins, if I'm not mistaken. Like a puffin, a macaroni, emperor penguin. I was going to say emerald, but emperor penguin. Yeah, I think this is this whole alignment with the planets that's happening within however long it's happening. I'm not really sure. I didn't do enough research because I just found out about it. But I think that it's good energy in the sense that it's sort of a time that, like, once we are able to fully be accountable for ourselves in every space that we sort of enter into, whether we've been displaced or not, whether that's mentally or not, like in conversations or in thought processes or business and work, like, I feel like it's saying to trust in ourselves, trust in our choices, and what will make our choices greater is having that more specific, here, let me put this down, the more specific understanding of why we're doing what we're doing and all those things. Like for these guys, for animals, it's for survival at the end of the day, right? In a way, for us, it is too. Excuse the background. It's a little cluttery. We're packing and all that stuff. Okay. So I'm going to do the read for the full moon in Libra with Old Trusty. Okay. Old Trusty is bound and Old Trusty was baking. So we're going to do, I'm going to do the read with that. And then I'm using the Self-Love Oracle by Cal Pratam. And this is for the full moon in Libra, which is occurring April 5th. All right. Starting with the Self-Love Oracle. Sound healing, number 20. Throat chakra. Sound healing, number 20. Then number 29, nobility. It stuck out. And number 15, gratitude. All right, let's start with, let's see if we can stack these a little more. Thank you for joining in if you're watching. I did not get the book out for the Self-Love Oracle, but the first card that came out is 20 Ritual Sound Healing. throat chakra. So it could be a great time to really explore your voice or explore our voices, and really strengthen them, whether that's through meditating and chanting, whether that's through singing, whether that's through actually being silent and speaking, where speaking not just to speak, but speaking to say something that will be uplifting and beneficial for the receivers of whatever is said. There may also be someone speaking that we admire, because in this card there's sort of this light being admiring this singer, and it could be you that's being admired. So that's a message for somebody. Oh, secondly, we got the soul lesson of nobility. And this is about the aura chakra. This is about the energy we put out. This is about the boundaries we set for ourselves so that our energy and ourselves are not compromised by external. Like this message said, it's about having that understanding that and trust in ourselves. Trust in ourselves also will come with boundaries, with setting boundaries and sticking to them. Okay. When you set a boundary, it's good to express that boundary, so that people don't surpass it. And it literally only needs to be said once, if ever. And I do think that it should be said, just to be like personally, to be on the same understanding. If we don't speak up for ourselves, ritual healing, throat chakra, then what can we expect, type of thing. Like people will surpass the boundaries that we've set that they don't even know about. You know what I mean? And continue to do so until something's said or something is done. I'm just reading it as it's coming. Lastly, from the Self-Love Oracle by Patel Akam, we have the gift of gratitude. Yes. Gratitude is, I feel like, self-explanatory. I feel like sometimes it's difficult to be gratitude, especially when we're placed in those times where we're facing challenging circumstances. It's so important that we remain in a state of gratitude, especially at those times, to come back to that center, to come back to that understanding again of our personal power, of our missions, of our passions, and things of that nature. Ooh, this is sliding all about. All right, I'm going to pull some clarification cards. I'm going to go ahead and take these 3 down, put them to the side. Pull some clarifications. Thank you so much for coming in and viewing. The Six of Pentacles reversed just stuck out, but it didn't come out. The Moon reversed. Let's do this one more time. Okay. Eight of Wands fell on top of the lesson of gratitude. On top of the message for the alignment, the specific alignment that I read for to begin this live, justice fell. Justice fell on top of that. The Moon fell reversed on sound healing. The Empress just flipped over my hand and is the bottom of the deck energy for the clarification. And then the other two cards are the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Eight of Cups upright. Okay. So let's get into it. These two. I feel like it's not going to be difficult. It's not going to be difficult to, I don't want to use the wrong word right now, to determine, I'll just say determine what is an illusion that is vying for your energy and your attention, sort of, and what is truth. Basically, it's going to be easy. It's not going to be difficult. Hi, Danielle. Thanks for joining. It's not going to be difficult to discern. That's the word I'm really wanting to use. Discern between what is, I almost want to say righteous, and what is not. It's important. I think that that's something that comes up a lot when I read. Since I've been reading, especially like on social media, is that it's so important for us to be mindful of where we place our attentions and that's basically our energy. That's a facet of our energy that we're giving away wherever we place our energy. Okay, not that we're giving away, but that we're depositing, essentially. So we will know also those things that we adore the most, those things that we look forward to the most, the things that we admire the most, that make us want to sing, that make us want to speak out and speak up. It's not going to be a mystery. We're not going to be confused. Okay? We just have to get started. We just have to actually do it. And I don't want to sound like a, excuse my language, hard ass right now, but what I was saying earlier about the three animals that came out in the Spirit Song Tarot, basically alluding to, they know what they, like, koalas know what they need to eat. They don't stand for anything else. And I think that once we have a greater understanding of what we need and what we're doing and why we're doing it, there will be no mistaking it. And some of us may already know this, okay? Don't be tempted by confusion to give in to doubt. But we must we can't expect for things to happen if we're not doing it. You know what I mean? Like, if we're not doing it, nothing's going to happen. Nothing will come of what we want to happen. Basically, I don't know how to say it any other way right now. It's almost like making things a reality. It's up to us. It's up to us. Okay. Secondly, from the, oh wait, no, I already did this card. The soul lesson. Soul lesson. These cards do not fall on top of the soul lesson card, but I feel like it's a lesson, a soul lesson, all the same. In order to maybe just have these things become more apparent to us and not be confused by them, and to sort of deviate from confusion, we have to recognize what we put our energy into, what we deposit it into, and know, and come to the reality with trust, with truth. The Queen of Feathers on the bottom of the deck for the Spirit Song Tarot with the animals, with a sense of clarity and truth. This time is about that. It's about having that greater perspective, giving ourselves the time to take that greater perspective into consideration with our relationships, with ourselves, particularly, because our relationships are nothing without us. You know what I mean? Like, you can't build a bridge without the first bar. I don't know what the bridges are built out of, actually. You can't open a library without getting the first few books, right? Or without like setting up the storefront or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't do these things, but I'm trying to give an example that is more concrete and not as confusing or distracting from the message. With the Page of Pentacles reversed, which I just wanted to say that the way that the page is looking at this pentacle is the same way almost that this person is looking at this other person of the water. Okay? If that's a person at all, you know? That's interesting. I think there is a great opportunity for us to sort of fall in line, and I don't want to say fall in line, that sounds like very militaristic, but for some of us it may be in a sense very militaristic. I guess I would say, as opposed to fall in line, come together. Fall in line. Let me see. Fall in line would be like aligning. Okay, aligning with something. Aligning is the word of this season. I feel like aligning with something that gives us that joy de vivre, that excitement, that joy. Okay, that we may not have expected to be exposed, especially this, or that we have been holding on to for some reason, because we see the value in something, a matter, a person, a situation. I think that we're going to come into a time where we're going to have to be faced with the things that we sort of have to walk away from in order to, or not even walk away from, but walk towards. Walk towards. And that may take a lot of retrospective understanding and discerning of why, again, we do what we do, and why, again, I'm interested in seeing what this is. Why, again, we what we do for, like our passions, the core of us, our soul, what ignites our souls. Okay. Before we got these two, we got two other cards. We got Justice for the alignments that are happening. So this time is a time to sort of reset, or is a time to come back to that level playing field, to come back to that restart almost, with the Aries season being the first season. I mean, being the new year, astrologically speaking, it is the first season. So we can start off on a more level playing field, but we can't start off on a more level playing field if we're carrying things that we've held on to that actually aren't leading us the places that we are trying to get to, or we're aiming to get to. And then and then there's that aspect of displacement. Know that if we do get displaced, any of us, that it's for a reason. Okay. If something doesn't work out, if something is just not working, it's not necessarily immediately an issue that has to be internalized. Check all of the factors at hand. If the way that you've been speaking to yourself hasn't been like the greatest, that's an issue. That is something you should internalize. That is something that you should internalize and revamp. I want to say revamp as in like stop doing it. Like start speaking love into ourselves. Start speaking love into the people around us, even more so than not. Okay? And at every chance we can. This life is pretty finite. So for our experience of this life, I would say the justice would come from Justice for the reading of the alignment happening astrologically and like for however long it's happening with Mars, Mercury, Uranus, Jupiter, and Venus. It's get specific with what you want. Know that once you're specific, nothing will be greater than your will. Okay? To keep that, whatever that specification is, alive and going. And then I feel like through gratitude, which is clarified by the 8 of Wands, we're really going to see that sense of movement, that sense of pulling us out of this hermit mode that we started in, that we began in, that we've been forced in by our biology, maybe. Okay? Like, things are crazy right now. And it seems like there's, at least where I'm at, not where I'm at, but the country, I'm in the US, so things are crazy, okay? Things have been politically crazy since the dawn of time, of this country. But we've had some great people amidst it all who have stood up, who have spoken out, and understood why they did that for. And where is that card? Where is that card? Eight of Cups. They didn't stand for anything else. Like, they may have stood for other issues and matters, but only matters they fully believed in. They didn't stand for bullshit. Okay? That's what I feel is going to bring gratitude and fulfillment. Gratitude. Oh wow, the gift of gratitude came out in the oracle. And here. So this time is reminding us, this time before the full moon, right before the full moon, a week before the full moon, literally 7 days out, to really incorporate these missions into our being, into our understanding, into our state of living. Implement that sense of gratitude. Hey, Easy. Implement your sense of resourcefulness. Keep doing what you love, okay? That's what's going to bring us justice. Keep doing things with love. Don't do things that you can't bring love into the situation. That's what I would say. This Eight of Cups with this man walking away, you can't invest yourself into matters that are unloving. And that, here, let me do it for you, YouTube. You can't invest yourself into matters that aren't based in love, that aren't based in growth, that aren't based in alignment, and expect fulfillment. That's the word. But through gratitude, through exercising gratitude, which is just like, this was right side up. You do get the quick, or not even quick. I don't want to say quick. It's more like the timely return, which is great. I mean, it's like A plus B equals C. You know what I mean? So even though, I just watched that video with Terrence Howard where he's like 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. That's interesting, and I'd love to get more research in on that as well. But that I am deviating from what I was saying a bit. I attribute gratitude to that of love, to that of source, to that of really soul. Okay? So this this woman here with her hand over her heart, literally. Is that her hand over her heart? Is that her thumb up? Her hand is over her heart. Do what you love, nourish what you love, and it will love you back. Life will love you back. But it may not. I feel like that is the anti, you know? What if it doesn't? Then 8 of Cups. You invested your love already. You invested yourself. You gave this your cup already. If it doesn't work, move on. The moon and the sun are here. You'll find something. Just get specific. Get clear on what you love, on who you love. It doesn't have to be just one thing. Just like our emotions, just like this journey of life that we're on, we're going to run into many things that are shocking and good and bad ways. We're going to run into polarities, many polarities, ebbs and flows, as I've said for like 2 years already. I mean, I know people have been saying it for ages, but like ebbs and flows is one of my favorite ways of depicting the trials and triumphs that we experience in life, in this life journey here in this 2D understanding, 3D. I don't know what D it is. But so I feel like that is the message mostly. I feel like it's definitely a message of balance coming through, rebalancing potentially. Okay. I don't really know what else to say. I would say try to get as clear as we can about, those matters in life that we gravitate to. Really sit and see how they're affecting us and be honest. It's going to take so much honesty. Truth. Queen of Feathers on the bottom of the deck stands for truth, stands for perception. Remember that perceptions can change, but truth cannot. Thank you so much for being here for this read. I think that I'm done for today. I'm so happy that I got this out. We will be hitting the road soon. And I mean, like, before the week's over. So I'm pretty amped and pretty juiced about that. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for watching the replay, for watching in real time. Thank you for dropping in. I may do an ether reading, or I'm probably going to do an ether reading within the next week, not live, just maybe a little drop-in, a drop-in reading from like where we're going, from our destination. Until then and always, stay love, be light, and remember, you got this. Bye.